All right, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the mainstream media. The mainstream media is really painting a picture right now that is not the real picture of what's going on. I mean, just ask yourself the last time you noticed in the mainstream media whether they really followed a story. What's happening at Fukushima right now? Can you remember the last time anybody talked about it? And yet the radiation is still coming this way every day through the oceans, through the air. Have you ever heard how much radiation has made it over the United States, or how many people have been affected by it? I mean, what's going on with that? So many stories that don't get followed up on. What happened with the scandal that broke out in Ohio after the 2004 elections, when they basically discovered that the Republican Party had gone a long way towards stealing that election? Did anyone ever get in trouble for that? I mean, we're talking about a congressional report, the Conyers report, that came out and said that election was fixed, but nothing happens. And the media doesn't follow up on it. You're not hearing anybody in the mainstream media following up on these really important questions. So let me tell you one reason why I think this is the case. In 1983, there were 85 corporations that comprised about 85% of the media that you got. Today, in 2012, there are 5 major corporations that own 85% of the media that you're getting. This is a failed system. There are just such a few people that control the vast majority of the media that most Americans take in, creating really a consciousness, creating a belief system about what's going on that is in accordance with what these few major corporations and corporate heads want you to think, not about what's really going on. So easy to bury stories, so easy not to follow up on real important issues. This is the reason why we wanted to do the shift over the internet. The internet is the last bastion of freedom of speech in this country, and it's the only way that we can get ideas out there that are outside of the mainstream, that won't be discussed by the mainstream, that'll never be discussed by the mainstream, because they don't want you to know the kind of stuff that's going to be on the shift. I can tell you that. Also very important to keep the internet going. We've got to keep this medium as free as possible. It's the only place where we can get this information, and one of the reasons why so much of this information is coming out now. The media has been so controlled for so long that so many key important issues have been passed over, issues that won't be talked about. When was the last time you heard about Nikola Tesla through a mainstream media venue? When was the last time you heard anybody talking about free energy or real alternative energy sources besides oil? You know, so many issues that are coming out that need to be discussed. Talking about alternative political beliefs. When was the last time you didn't just hear the Republicans and Democrats? Do you hear hardly anything about third-party politicians and what's going on there? Third-party politicians aren't even allowed at the debates. So, you know, what's going on? Getting outside the mainstream, that is what the shift is all about. That's what we're going to be working on here.